Someone is mirroring you, collective. Someone is mirroring you at the soul level. This could be something that you may be aware of. This could be something that you may not be aware of. We're going to tap into the energies and see exactly what is needed to be understood about this connection, relationship, partnership, friendship that you are in or were in, was in, however you say that, um, with this person who is mirroring you at the soul level, okay? Thank you so much for tapping into Midheaven Tarot. I greatly appreciate you for being here. To all of my returning subscribers, what's good, Soul Tribe? Hope you all are doing well. And to my new viewers, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So someone's mirroring you at the soul level, and we're gonna look at that connection and figure out what's going on. So take the message as it resonates, take the meat, throw away the bones, so on and so forth. Let's get into it. Spirit team, talk to me about this person who is mirroring the collective at the soul level. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is get one card out for the person and one card out for the collective. So the first card will be the collective. So we have a judge here. Okay. So collective, you're sitting as a judge. You're sitting as a person who is able to make wise decisions, smart decisions. You may be very intuitive. You may be very tapped into spiritual justice, your spiritual power. And we have the reverse goddess. So this is the person who is mirroring you. All right. The shadow aspect says exploitation of female nature and form. Okay. Exploitation of female nature and form. The light aspect of judge says balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So you are appearing to be, like I said, sitting as a person who is very intuitive, very balanced in your energy. This person who is mirroring you could be a feminine energy. Okay. You could be a feminine energy as well. And so in essence, you are total opposites really of the person that's mirroring you. So whereas this individual is exploiting femininity, I'm not going to take that, but the mother card flipped over. This person is exploiting their feminine form and their feminine essence, okay, and the nature of their femininity. So this is giving me that this person is, I'm hearing like the damsel in distress type energy, who basically will do anything to get their feminine needs met or their needs met in general. So, like I was saying, you both could be feminine energies, okay? Or this could be you as a masculine and a feminine, or a feminine and a masculine. But what is being mirrored to you at this time with this individual is that you operate with a lot of compassion, and a lot of balance, and someone is taking your compassion, it seems, and they are exploiting that part of you. Okay, it's giving me that you may be a feminine energy, and this actual reverse goddess energy could be a masculine who is not tapped in to his feminine energy. That's kind of how I feel this is playing out. All right. So you are very capable of making wise decisions, balanced decisions. You are capable of showing this individual compassion. You may have been showing this person a lot of empathy and making yourself available to this individual. But what they're mirroring to you is that through the way they show up in this dynamic, that they really just want to exploit this aspect of you. They don't see you showing up as balanced, compassionate, and giving them access at this time as you being a balanced individual or capable of making sound judgment and sound decisions. They don't really see you showing up in their life the way you do as being compassionate. They are sitting in the shadow aspect of the divine feminine, which means they either um are using their feminine energy or the lack thereof to exploit this aspect of you. Okay? I hope that's making sense. This individual is using their lack of feminine awareness and feminine essence, whether they are female or male in form. Their shadow aspect is in the feminine energy, and they are using that aspect of themselves to exploit you because you are a compassionate human being, you are a passionate human being, you are a fair person, and I'm hearing you have been giving chance after chance after chance after chance to this individual. You are allowing them access into your frequency, maybe possibly to even help them make decisions here. You may be someone, okay, and like I said, the mother card did flip over even though I didn't take it out. So this could be someone, this could be a mother and a daughter scenario. This could be a mother and a son scenario. Okay? You are operating in the life of someone as a mother figure. And this person is operating in your life as someone who needs to be mothered, but they are really taking advantage of this just balanced aspect of you. You're very fair in how you manage allowing this person to have your access or access to you. You're very fair in how you are allowing this person to have access to you. The issue is that they are mirroring to you something. And what they are mirroring to you is that their shadow aspect is trying to exploit your mothering quality. All right? Your nurturing quality, your compassionate quality. All right, let's get some cards. So I'm going to basically look at some other things here. I'm gonna do tarot. I'm gonna do tarot. It's given that this individual is really taking advantage of, is really wanting to take advantage of the fact that you are capable, the fact that you have resources, the fact that you know how to distribute your resources, that you are willing to distribute your resources. Now, mind you, this is at the soul level, okay? So this could be anybody in your life. This could be anybody in your life, all right? Take it as it resonates. Tell me more about the collective side of this mirror, please. Judge. Okay, so we have the reverse. This is the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, the Ten of Swords. I feel like it's just an extra card that comes in this deck because it is the mirror. It is actually the mirroring card of the Ten of Swords. So it's the Ten of Swords in reverse, basically. But there is a Ten of Swords in this deck, so I'm really not sure why they threw this one in. But hey, I ain't complaining. But it says at the bottom, everything is fine. Okay, everything is fine. So you are aware that everything is not fine. Everything with this individual is not fine. You can see that. You can see that everything is not fine in this dynamic. Tell me more. The Queen of Wands. You also may be feeling a bit overwhelmed with this energy, or like this energy is the energy of this person is trying to drain you. The energy of this person may be trying to drain your personal power, your passion for them, or your compassion for them, right? Like there's something going on in the dynamic where you may be coming to the end of the road with this situation because you see someone is taking your kindness for weakness. Somebody is trying to take your kindness for weakness. Tell me more. Too many. Okay, and we have the Four of Wands. So this absolutely could be someone in your family, someone that you are in a partnership with. You are a very stable individual. And I feel like because you are stable and because you have the resources, you have the possibly the intellect and the intelligence, you are you have been the go-to person to help people possibly in your family or whoever this individual is in your peer group or whoever this individual is, in a marriage even. You have been who this person has been leaning on because you have the stability. So this is quite frankly really giving a family dynamic. But it seems like to me you are kind of losing your patience maybe, or you're no longer wanting to assist this individual even though they are a family member or they are someone you were in a relationship with. Because with this reverse Queen of Wands, um it could be talking about manipulation, being manipulative, so on and so forth. But to me, this is talking about you possibly being at the point where you know everything is not okay. Like it is not okay, and you no longer have the energy for this person whom you were in a connection with, because you can see that they're trying to take advantage of your female qualities, your nurturing qualities, your intellect, your wisdom, or however it is you have been assisting them. They're trying to take advantage of that. And so you see that that is not okay, right? Even though they are a family member or someone that you deeply love or someone that you were in a high level commitment with. Give me more on the shadow aspect of this mirror, please. We have a reverse tower. So this person refuses to change. This person is not changing. Okay, so we have a refusal to change and we have a not changing. Mm. This person may also be trying to avoid some sort of a collapse or a tower or calamity, and they don't quite have the ability to do so. You understand what I'm saying? Like, tell me more. It's given that they don't want to change. Look, reverse death card. All right. They're trying to avoid some sort of a tower, and it's possible that they want you to help them recover. It's possible that you are the person again that they go to help them recover when they are in some sort of a shit show and they've made a complete catastrophe of their situation. They get into things and then don't know how to get out of them, is what I'm hearing the spirit say. They go out and do things and then want to play like they didn't know any better. They are just, kind of flying by the seat of their pants here. The reverse Knight of Pentacles. But see, they want to recover, but then they don't have anything to give to their own recovery, bro. Like they won't do any of the work to help themselves recover. To help themselves recover. And so this is what I think Spirit is saying about them exploiting their feminine aspect, because the feminine aspect is not a damsel in distress. I mean, out of the two aspects, out of the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves, she is wisdom. She literally is the wisdom. There is nothing she gets in that she can't get out of. So this person is just not tapping into that. And again, this could be a male or a female. Gender is not very specific here, but they're not tapping into their feminine energy. They're tapping into your feminine energy. That is what they're doing. They're using you as their divine feminine, right? And to some degree, that is okay. Um, as long as you're not like overly pulling on someone else's energy. Like you're not burdening someone else because your divine feminine energy is more so for you, just like their feminine energy is more so for them. And if everybody was to balance their feminine energy, then we wouldn't even have any energy vampires. There would be no need for them. You understand what I'm saying? But the reason why we have that is because people are not utilizing their feminine energy. They're not bringing any healing to their feminine energy, but then they're getting in connections or they're in family relationships and they're literally becoming a weight to the person who is utilizing their feminine energy. Tell me more. We have hustle mode. Yeah, see, because you know how to get the job done. You know how to get the job done. You know how to get the job done. You use your time wisely. You use your efforts wisely. You know, you are very ambitious, very determined to get something done, to execute. And that is the quality about you, almost to the point that you lose sleep doing it. Okay, almost to the point that your the time, like, because I'm looking at this right here. I was paying attention to this to these two coffee cups. You see how this one is got the little smoke on it, but then this one don't got no smoke, because you've been sitting and working so long, like the time has gotten away from you. The time gets away from you, because when you are determined to complete something, you get it done. You get it done. But you're also having a wake-up call at this time, probably concerning this individual. You're having you're experiencing sudden clarity. There's something going on in this mirroring relationship that you can't ignore anymore. And this is why I said that, yes, this Queen of Wands could be a manipulative. A lot of times I use, when the Queen of Wands comes out in reverse, I even say that this may be a witch energy, so on and so forth. But I'm not getting that from this card. What I'm getting is that you are finally seeing that there's something going on in this connection with this person that is not okay. It's just not okay, because maybe you are not able to execute the way you are used to executing because you're so busy over here trying to help them figure their shit out. And so you're having a spiritual awakening concerning this connection. You're getting a real dose of clarity right now. Tell me more. Big break, major opportunity, life-changing moment. This is it. So something is breaking. Something is breaking in this dynamic. Okay? Something is breaking for you. Ooh, that fell out. Closure. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. So you're getting ready to, probably, if you have not already, you're probably getting ready to go into a Queen of Swords energy. Okay? If you have not already, you're probably getting ready to go to a Queen of Swords energy. You finna take one of these swords and pull it out yourself and raise it up in front of this person and say, no more. No more. You're gonna take one of these swords right here, probably the one in your neck, because I think that's the most problematic one. That's looking like that's that's the jugular vein right there. You need to get that one out of there. You're gonna bleed out if you don't get that one out of there. You're gonna take that sword right there in that jugular vein, and you're going to raise it up to this person and say no more. You're gonna close the door on this situation if you have not already. Okay, so this could be your confirmation that you are perceiving things correctly, and that, yes, indeed, you do need to establish some boundaries. You do need to establish some boundaries. Tell me more over here on the shadow side of this mirror, please, with this individual who doesn't seem to know how to help themselves. Speak up, expressing needs, defending yourself, courage to confront, your voice matters. So the expressing needs is what jumped out at me. This is a needy individual. This is a needy individual. This is a person who's in a crowd and always wants the attention about what it is they need, as if you don't have other people that you love, as if you don't have other people that need your time and attention, as if you don't have yourself, right? But they are always wanting the attention. Like, don't you see me? I need you too. But what you need is to go somewhere in a corner and work on this shadow aspect of yourself. But what is happening here is that when you close the door, you're still going to be mirroring each other. Okay. So when you close the door, that is when they are going to finally get the message that they need to stand on their own 2 feet and whatever way that that makes sense. This is why when we have people mirroring us, it is very important that we stay focused on how we are projecting or how we are reflecting in that mirror. Because sometimes we're mirroring people that we actually do care about. We actually do love them, but we can't be enablers, right? We don't want to enable people. And so sometimes we're called, when we love people, to actually look at ourselves and how we are reflecting to them, because we could be reflecting to them in a way that's disempowering to them. If we want them to actually learn how to make better decisions, how to execute, how to avoid tower moments and execute correctly and stop going around in a cycle of messing up, gotta fix it, messing up, gotta fix it. If we want them to learn that, then we have to stop being their landing pad. They can no longer continue to believe that they could just go out in the world, screw up their lives, and then run back to you, and you will have the answers for everything. You will be able to fix everything. And so even with you closing the door, you're going to do this person a lot of justice. This is the sound decision that you need to make. This is your aspect of this mirroring connection. Judgment. Judgment. Making sound judgment with this. Making a decision that the best way for me to help you is to stop helping you. Tell me more about the shadow aspect of this mirroring connection, please. DM slide. Unexpected flirtation, direct messages, testing the waters, sliding into your inbox. So, like I said, you could have already snatched one of these little swords out and have already raised that up and already decided, you know what, I'm going to break this and I'm going to bring closure to this. This individual, and look at the 11 and the 11 at the top of that. Okay? This individual wants to see, or is trying to see, or is going to see if they can get your attention, if they can keep your attention. Now, this could be consciously or unconsciously. This could be consciously or unconsciously, but they want to test the waters. They want to test the waters by trying to speak to you and letting you know that they need your help again. They need you this one last time. They may also want to confront you. They may want to confront you about your decision to, maybe not be so accessible. Tell me more. Status upgrade. I'm feeling like they're going to try to slide back in to try to get you to help them get out of something or to help upgrade them. Now, I'm hearing another scenario for some of you. Take this as it resonates, okay? Is that some of you have you've been working on something, all right? And this is how this mirror could be showing up for you. You've been working diligently on something, okay? And you've been spending a lot of time doing it. You've been spending a lot of time doing it, and you are now having some sort of a life-changing moment, or an opportunity is opening up to you or has opened up to you, and you finally got your big breakthrough that you were waiting on, that you were working for. This could be financially, this could be career-wise, this could be anything, right? You finally got this big break moment that you were waiting on, and so you closed the door. You let go of some things. You had to close the door on certain chapters and certain people in your life because the demand for whatever it is you were working on is so great now. You really have to be choosy as to who you allow to have access to you. So you may be experiencing a situation where You're sitting in this beautiful new beginning. You're sitting in this new, life path, career path, financial, you know what I'm saying, financial upgrade. And now this person wants to come in and see if you can help them with something, because they've always been like this, really, because you've always pretty much sat in this energy. You've been working diligently. They have not been. They have not been willing to change. They have not recovered, and they don't know how to. But because you have had some sort of an upgrade, now they want to come and speak to you. Now they want to get into your inbox and see if they can reach out to you. It's giving that old classmate that you ain't spoke to since you graduated high school, and they kind of like really was a friend, but they really wasn't. They was, we was doing young shit. People was doing young shit. But this is somebody that you haven't spoke to in a while. And all of a sudden now, because you have gotten some sort of a big break moment, they want to try to ride in on your success. They want to see if you can upgrade them. They want to see if you can improve their social status and standing. They want you to change their lifestyle. So this person wants to come in and speak to you because they really want, again, they want something from you. Okay? Tell me, give me one more. Well, we got two more. We'll take it. Photoshopped and deja vu. Photoshopped and deja vu. So it's giving me, right, like, it is really making me feel like this individual either is like, you've made such a change, or they've made such a change that one or the both of you are not really recognizable to each other, because they keep repeating patterns. The pattern keeps repeating. And oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so let me tell you what I just heard Spirit say. All right. Um, this this is giving me the same energy in different bodies. You know how sometimes you can get in sort of a karmic pattern, right? Because deja vu is kind of like it's repeating patterns, and it's familiarity. This person may have done this same thing with other people. They may do this with everybody they know. Like, they're a moocher. They're a vamp. They just want to use and exploit their feminine nature to get to the next place in life. And they will ride on whoever's coattail they need to ride on to get that done. And so it's really lending me to believe, and I feel Spirit is saying that this is the same energy that they show up in with various different people. Like, and not only that, but this could be something that you've experienced with different people, though, because this is like, this is when we have that energy that's kind of following us around and showing up inside of different people. It's different faces, but the same spirit. Different faces, but the same spirit. Clarify this, Spirit. Give me one more on this Photoshop and deja vu. Because somebody does this all the time. This is a pattern that is repeating in the shadow aspect of this person's life, on the shadow side of the mirror. So we've been here before. Give me one more on this. Soul contracts. And see, that's the energy I'm getting from it. Like, what they are mirroring to you and what you are mirroring to them is an actual fulfillment of a soul contract. This is why people make light of, or they just always talk about, you mirroring them. They mirroring you. But mirroring somebody is a responsibility. It really is, on both sides of the mirror. Because like I said, when you begin to take stock of what you are reflecting, then you can better fulfill the soul contract, whether that means fulfill it and move away from it, or fulfill it and help this person change, and the both of you can change the energy around your connection. The reflecting part on each side is the responsibility of each individual. Just abandoning people without any, like, now I won't say explanation, because sometimes it causes for that, right? But just not taking responsibility to actually change the way you are projecting to this person. So if this person is a user and a miser and a shadow feminine, a dark feminine, if you want to even call it that, okay, that is using the lack of their feminine awareness to latch hold to other people, then when you know that, your responsibility is to cut them off. To cut them off. You can't 10 years later, 5 years later, 2 years later, if they're still in this energy, and you will know if they are, you will absolutely know if they are. If they're still in this energy, you have to continue to keep the door closed. You know, you can't let 5 years go by and just, well, I haven't heard from them in a while. You know, I got rid of them about 5 years ago and they just called me up out of the blue and said they needed some help. So I'm going to go ahead and help them. No, the answer is still no. It's still no, because they are not, you ain't reflected and projected long enough for them to get the message. And if they don't get the message, then that is solely on them, because remember, each individual is responsible for their part of the mirror, their side of the soul contract. And the reason why this feels familiar for this individual is because they are this shadow aspect of them. It keeps showing up in their relationships. It keeps showing up because they're sitting in that energy. And as long as they show up this way, the universe is going to keep sending people who is going to eventually cut them off, because this is the part that they need to learn. You can't ride in on people's coattail while you absolutely have nothing to give. You have no wisdom to give. You don't want to work for nothing. You've been over here working, grinding, oversleeping sometimes when you do take a nap because you're hyped up on coffee all day long. Right? And you finally got your moment, or whatever you've been working on, your business is doing better. You know, you got that call back on the audition, whatever it was. And so you were able to walk away, and you were able to cut some people off, in some chapters. Now here they come. Now here they come. So this, you can be male over here, feminine over here, male over here, feminine and feminine, male and male, okay? Just take it how it resonates. And here they come. So this is what's being mirrored to you at the soul level in this connection. Okay? What is the advice? Where's my tarot? I just had it. Let me move this back. What is the advice that the collective needs to know going forward at this time concerning this connection? What is the advice the collective needs to know concerning this connection? Six of Wands in reverse. Don't recognize it. Don't give it any attention. Don't give it any attention. All right, because this Page of Wands tells me that you have clear communication. You have you have the knowledge of what's going on here. Because the Six of Wands in the upright is about public recognition, about public success and victories. Okay, you recognize that there's nothing to give to this right now. If this person goes off and maybe heals and sees themselves, maybe, hopefully, that's what we can at least hope for, then maybe. But right now, don't give it any recognition, because there's some communication coming in. And you may not be too willing to talk. The communication could have already came in, and you're not talking. Don't give this individual who is mirroring back to you the shadow aspect, don't give them the attention that they're seeking. Mm-hmm. Because if you do, there's going to be some sort of a Five of Cups moment. You're going to regret communicating. Now, if you already have communicated and you know what I mean? Like, just don't communicate any further. Of course, you have free will. You could do it as you want, but this is the advice coming from spirit, right? To stop showing up for this person, because it's going to cause you some regret in the long run. See what I mean? I told you she was going to come out of here. I knew she was going to show up on the scene. That's that sword that was in your jugular. Let me show you. Let me show you. This sword right here is this sword right here. The one right there in her neck. That's that same sword. I told you. I knew she was going to show up. This is the energy you either need to go into, you have already gone into, and this is the energy you need to stay in. Because this connection is not, if this is a soul contract, this is at the soul level, right? This is not about the person per se. This is about the relationship that your soul has to their soul. Okay, so your soul, your feminine aspect, has to establish a boundary towards this shadow feminine aspect. Okay, and this is how you will bring this shadow soul into awareness of itself, by you establishing a boundary against the person that this soul is inhabiting. It's not the person. This is a soul contract. And that's what mirroring relationships are about anyway. Okay? So that Queen of Swords energy is going to be your best friend. And you need to sit there in all your white and in all your glory with your crown on your head. And you need to establish and keep your boundaries up. What's going to be the outcome for the individual who is dealing with the shadow aspect of this connection? What's going to be the outcome with the collective upholding their end of the mirror and sitting as this Queen of Swords? Look at there. There was another one. They all flipping over. Hold on. I can't take all of yous. Sheesh. Okay. Sheesh. All right. What we got? So as you start to hold back, they're going to start learning how to be a better steward over what it is they have, whatever it is they have, that they're out here sitting as this reverse Knight of Pentacles with, and just acting like they can't get nothing done and they can't do nothing, they can't keep nothing. Maybe they're an overspender. Maybe they're just frivolous with money. But when you do this, it's going to show them how to begin to be a little bit more discerning as to how they utilize their resources. Okay, and they're going to learn that because you're not going to be making any sort of investments towards them anymore. And this is what's going to move them towards balance and healing. I'm not even surprised that those cards came out that way. They're going to move towards balance and healing as you start holding back, as you start pulling away, as you stay away. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, they're going to learn the lesson that you can't take without giving. They're going to learn the lesson about reciprocation. Ooh, that's good right there. I like that. I like that for them. I like that for them. That's all I'm saying, you know? I like that for them. They're going to learn the lesson of balanced reciprocation, balance and give and take. Give me one more. So who this resonates with, this hasn't happened yet. This is why you have to remain in this Queen of Swords energy, male or female. Your feminine energy has to say, nope, don't even come my way. Don't come over here because I'm over here hustling. I'm already hyped up on coffee. I'm missing my alarms and shit, but I done took this sword out my neck. Do not come over here because I don't have any attention to give you. I'm busy. And if I take my eyes off of what I'm doing and put it back on you, I'm going to be in regret and I can't have that. So this is the energy you need to remain in right now with this connection. Okay? All right. This has been your reading. Thank you so much for tapping in with me. Please take a moment to subscribe if you have not. Join the tribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm back with another one. Leave me a comment and let me know how this message resonated with you. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace, family.